A new patch is coming that is bringing with it a feature I have been requesting for years. The ability to banish a rogue or troll to a Zone 1 so that they cannot cause havoc in a Zone 3 in your home kingdom. Stick around in this video for a full review of everything that's here. Hello my friends and welcome back. I'm Chisgule Gaming, and today's video is sponsored by the makers of Rise of Kingdoms. And I could not be more hyped about what this patch brings, because just the one thing, the ability to banish a rogue, is huge. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So let's review point by point what is in this update, which is going live on the 7th of September. I can't believe it's almost September, by the way. First up, there are anniversary events. Here we are at the 5-year anniversary of Rise of Kingdoms. There's going to be a 7-day login event to gain legendary commanders. Okay. A rock yearbook reflecting what you've done over the last year. There's going to be a lunar lanterns and exchange event for a limited time. Are we due for a 7K gem event? Because I think we might be. If you haven't been around for a 7K gem event before, this is one of the highest value events in the game, hands down. Just make sure you have 7,000 gems saved up. Trust me on that. I'll have a card in the end screen for a video with the 7,000 gem event if you want to see how crazy the rewards are. Complete incursions to recover the Commerce Council's cargo. Wow, that is a mouthful. Barbarian incursions. I actually am not entirely sure what that event is. It might be one of those events where you like get quests and do a bunch of scouting in your home kingdom. Sharp eyes and quick hands, a puzzle event. I feel like it's been a minute since we had one of those. Arms training Lohar is an event that rewards you for basically buffing yourself more than other people. You have marches around that buff your march, and whoever buffs yourself the most will be the winner. The Circus of Wonders. Man, this is a weird event. So basically, you kind of purchase a lottery ticket, and some number of people win really great prizes from the lottery. That's something I'll do again this year. It was kind of fun to do. The Zenith of Power, brand new city theme. Ooh, I don't know what we're due for at this point. I actually am not sure what we're due for. It could be that with the new year of the game's existence, they start to usher in 15% health city themes. I guess we'll see. Collab Project, in collaboration with the Shaanxi History Museum, will bring you a all-new decoration, the Tiger Lily. It's interesting they're calling out a collaboration with a museum here. Gem Rush, in the light of dawn, illuminates the path forward. I mean, yeah, spend money to get gifts is a good sub-description here. Only available in regions where all kingdoms have existed for at least 21 days and not entered Season 2. Wow, that's kind of complicated. Okay, and Epic Glory. The tale of glory continues. Make purchases and get gifts. Only available in regions that have already entered Season 2 or later. All right. So the Gem Rush is for the younger kingdoms, maybe, and then the Epic Glory is for the older kingdoms. See the calendar for the full details. All right, that's fine. Ark of Osiris League Grand Finals starting soon. So the Grand Finals are where the sort of winners of each realm battle against each other, and they typically do so in a separate environment where they don't have access to all the equipment, they just have access to all the commanders, or if they do have access to equipment, then everybody's got the same access to equipment. That might be the way that they did that last year. Doubt there'll be armaments involved in that. So Grand Finals determines who actually is the most skilled team among the winners of each of the realms. They're also adding alliance management and improvements. They added a new block and pass list feature for alliance members. Hell yeah. Governors on an alliance block list cannot apply or join the alliance, and governors on the alliance pass list will automatically be accepted if they apply. Bro, people everywhere are rejoicing. Oh my gosh. This simple feature is so good. And you may be like, why are you overreacting, Chisgule? Because I've actually been an officer, and I cannot tell you how much time is wasted and how much frustration was existing for people who are members of the Alliance waiting to get approved, and officers spending countless hours watching the door, waiting to let people in, when, like, yeah, let's just put people on a pass list. And equally important, or even more important, is the block list. Why is the block list so important? Because some freaking rogue will change their name, get accepted into an alliance, enter into a zone, and they could never be removed from that zone, and they would just run around below their hospital capacity worth of troops and just kill farmers endlessly. Literal entire zones rendered unusable to players by rogue players endlessly. To just have a freaking block list so that when someone changes their name, they can't sneak their way into an alliance. This is hands down one of the most player-friendly, pro-player changes to the game since the release of the game. I'm not even kidding. Yeah, like, look, it's not the sort of thing that you, like, you know, get great joy from exactly. This is the sort of thing that averts great frustration, waiting to get into an alliance or having a rogue who changed their name, get into an alliance, and then wreak havoc. This is a very, very, very important change. In the Lost Kingdom, alliance leaders, officers, and captains will be able to kick troops out that are in rallies, constructing alliance buildings, or garrisoned. I think right now you have to be a titled officer, so maybe that's just switching the captain can do that. I'm not sure, but the fact that all alliance leaders will be able to do this moving forward, all officers and captains being able to do this, is very, very good. I also wonder how that works, like cross war camp or like within your war camp, if there's different alliances. Does that mean that I can kick people or promote people if they're in a different alliance? Because it doesn't say promote, it's just kicking. I don't know. That doesn't matter too much for the full details, but expanding the capability to kick people is good. It's very frustrating when someone joins with the wrong troop type. More people able to do the kick is a good thing. Next up, Season of Conquest improvements. Added previews to story registration. You can now view the status of the next story you've registered for. That's kind of cool. I wonder what the different status options would be. Added a feature to allow you to mark kingdoms as hostile during story registration. If a hostile kingdom is matched in the same Lost Kingdom as you, the system will not try to place them in the same camp as you. That's kind of cool. I mean, if you really don't want to battle with a kingdom, like you don't want to be their ally, you can list them as hostile and you're guaranteed not to be in the same camp. Up next, added a new king skill, Banish. Use this skill to banish a governor in your kingdom. This is the moneymaker right here. Teleporting their city to a random location in the upper left province. If the target province has no space, they'll be teleported to the next outermost province. This is freaking huge. This, combined with the other feature, adding a block and pass list, is the most player-friendly, officer-friendly, leadership improving features I feel like they've ever added to the game. And I'm not even being sarcastic. Like, I can't think of a more important feature. Because right now, I'm telling you, what you can do as a rogue is busted. You can win Mightiest Governors. You can absolutely, fully, and completely, wholly shut down any zone you want, running around killing the gatherers. And the only thing limiting your rogue capability is your time commitment to the activity and how many resources you have in tokens. Otherwise, you can devastate a kingdom and their ability to thrive, truly. So I think this is such a good change. I can't overstate how much heartache and frustration. And look, if you are a player who's ever had your gathering march killed by a rogue, who's ever had their mightiest governor ruined by a rogue or interfered with by a rogue, drop a comment in the comment section of this video. I bet you this number of people is freaking huge, okay? So this is an amazing change impacting so many players. This is phenomenal. PC improvements. Added Champions of Olympia, Ark of Osiris, and Lost Kingdom standings to the profile pages, and improved the appearance of some elements of the story interface. Okay. Other improvements. Ranged combat is changing. Improve the usability of range mode for troops using the V formation. Troops using the V formation will be able to switch to range mode when on any open, empty terrain, including outside of friendly territory. Reduce the time required to switch in and out of range mode. Added a feature to prevent losing formation when switching modes. I wonder what that means. When dragging a troop using the V formation to attack an enemy, the V formation troop will automatically select a suitable position to switch into range mode. This is interesting. I don't know what I would trust as a suitable position exactly, but right now, like, ranged marches are super unusable, and it would be really cool if they could become usable. And the way that that would work is if you didn't have to do special controls for them on top of the way that you're controlling your field marches. Because if you've ever done field fighting, which everybody should here, right, then you know that using multiple marches takes your full attention. You can't be microing a tower march and field fighting with your other marches. It doesn't work. So it's interesting to see them try to combine these things. And it honestly could be the thing that makes range formation relevant. We'll see. As it stands, I'll argue one of the biggest difficulties of range formation is actually getting reasonable armaments. In any other formation, for the armaments, you have 3 troop types you care about. Infantry, archers, and cavalry. And then siege, you don't care about. So there's a 3/4 chance you get a relevant armament. But for the range formation, there's only a 1/4 chance, roughly speaking. I mean, there's a bunch of other stuff you can also get that is no good, like, gathering speed and troop load, etc. So the odds are actually worse than I'm representing them. But, like, of the troop type stats, your odds are just, like, way worse of getting a good armament for V formation. So it's very expensive to actually roll up with good V formation armaments compared to any other formation where, look, if you don't get your desired troop type, which might be like infantry, I'm an infantry simp, right? You might end up with a great cavalry one that you still use, but not the case with V formation, right? It's very tricky. Added new achievements and achievement rewards. This could be very cool. I bet you they will add some armament crates and armament-related achievements. Adjusted the text for some armament effects in the battle reports. Good. I'd like to be able to see those effects in the reports. Added secondary confirmation when a garrison captain exits the garrison. Yo, that is so good. Wow, this patch is so interesting. It's like they've taken years of player feedback regarding the things that absolutely frustrate the hell out of alliance leaders, and they are fixing them. Like, this is secretly fixing so many things. I remember, man, in the 846-556 Strife KVK a long time ago, we had a garrison captain leave a building fort unintentionally. I won't share any more details because I don't want to out anybody, but, like, it sucked, and they didn't want to do that. They were just trying to field fight at the same time and be helpful. So a secondary confirmation for your garrison captain exiting the garrison is so good. I actually proposed a lock march feature where you lock your march into the garrison and it can't be removed accidentally. But this, I think, is maybe better, just a confirmation like, hey, you're the captain. Did you really mean to leave? That is good. Because look, let's think about it. When does the captain actually need to leave the garrison? Urgently, imminently, like immediately. Rarely, right? Right? Like, if a flag is getting swarmed and your other captain died, yeah, that's a reason. But for the most part, the garrison captain should never leave the garrison. Do you see what I mean? You might switch who's the captain and have the previous captain refresh, but the active captain rarely should leave the garrison, if ever. The only time is when the flag's no longer touching anything, and that's not time sensitive. So this is a very player-friendly change. The player-friendly changes here are so good. Added alliance territory and name displays to the bastion and resource categories on the minimap, improved the display effects of camp icons, and improved the feel of interacting with all chests in the tavern. All right. I think this is hands down, unironically, one of the most important and best patches that they've added to the game to improve quality of life for alliance leaders. And you might be like, well, why is that so important? Because the alliance leaders are the designers of the communities in this game. And community is the #1 reason people actually play this game in the long haul. So making it so that your community organizers are not burned out is a huge win. When community organizers leave, players start to find reasons to leave the game, in my opinion. And people stick around for those same community organizers and leaders that they really like. So I think this is an amazing set of changes, even though it's not bringing us something like really exciting like a new commander or some new event that we're really hyped about or a new KVK map. It's doing something more foundational. It's removing catastrophic sources of frustration and inconvenience, and making it so that officers can actually focus more on the players rather than the BS that they have to deal with on a daily basis. So this is a huge win. I love this. If you enjoyed the vid, do me the honor of throwing a like on here. Consider subscribing to the channel. If you're looking for that 7K gem event that I was talking about, card will be in the end screen in just a second to walk you through why that is so high value.